it appears that the Speaker of the House, the Dragon Queen herself, the radical Marxist herself, Nancy Stretch Pelosi, was an early supporter of waterboarding. First, I want you to hear what she said today, and then I want you to hear the facts. And, Nancy, any litigation will in fact involve you. Not to punish you, because you do have certain protections under the Constitution, but to get to the facts and the truth. You will need to be questioned under oath. I can't wait. Here today, Nancy Pelosi, cut one, go.
My colleague, the chairman of the committee, has said, well, if they say that it's legal, you have to know they're going to use them. Well, his experience is that he was a member of the CIA and later went on to head the CIA. And maybe his experience is that if they tell you one thing, they may mean something else. My experience was they did not tell us they were using that flat out. And any contention to the contrary is simply not true.
No, you're a liar. You're a liar, and it's one thing to talk in front of a friendly press corps. It's quite another to put you under oath under penalty of perjury. Thanks to our buddy Catherine Lopez, National Review Online, The Corner. She cites the December 2007 The Washington Compost, and we will link to this on marklevinshow.com. The Compost, of course, is a right-wing newspaper, isn't it? And it wrote, in September 2002, 4 members of Congress met in secret for a first look at a unique CIA program designed to wring vital information from reticent terrorism suspects in U.S. custody. For more than an hour, the bipartisan group, which included current House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, was given a virtual tour of the CIA's overseas detention sites and the harsh techniques interrogators had devised to try to make their prisoners talk. Among the techniques described, said 2 officials present, was waterboarding, a practice that years later would be condemned as torture by Democrats and some Republicans on Capitol Hill. But on that day, no objections were raised. Instead, at least 2 lawmakers in the room asked the CIA to push harder, 2 U.S. officials said. Quote, the briefer was specifically asked if the methods were tough enough, said a U.S. official who witnessed the exchange. It goes on. Yet long before waterboarding entered the public discourse, the CIA gave key legislative overseers about 30 private briefings, some of which included descriptions of that technique and other harsh interrogation methods, according to interviews with multiple U.S. officials with first-hand knowledge. Oh, this witness list is going to be cool. With one known exception, no formal objections were raised by the lawmakers briefed about the harsh methods during the 2 years in which waterboarding was employed, from 2002 to 2003, said Democrats and Republicans with direct knowledge of the matter. The lawmakers who held oversight roles during the period included Pelosi, Jane Harman, Democrat California, Bob Grand, Democrat of Florida, John Rockefeller, Democrat of West Virginia, as well as Porter Goss, Republican of Florida, and Pat Roberts, Republican of Kansas. Individual lawmakers' recollections of the early briefings vary dramatically, but officials present during the meetings described the reaction as mostly quiet acquiescence, if not outright support. Quote, among those being briefed, there was a pretty full understanding of what the CIA was doing, said Goss, who chaired the House Intel Committee from 97 to 04, and then served as a CIA director from 04 to 06. And the reaction in the room was not just approval, he said, but encouragement. Nancy Pelosi supported waterboarding either affirmatively or by her acquiescence. And now she's lying about it. Now, the only place you can test who's telling the truth and who isn't under certain circumstances is the courtroom. I believe Nancy Pelosi needs to be investigated. I am calling on Eric Holder the dim-witted head of the Justice Department, the glad-handing, smiling doofus, the political hack extraordinaire. I'm calling on him to now investigate Nancy Pelosi because she has publicly said that any contention that she knew about the waterboarding, that it was going to be used, is not true, directly contradicts a story in the Washington Post, which we know never lies, and says that it attributes the facts in the story to multiple sources who have direct knowledge, including some who were there. And so here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have a President of the United States who wants to punish those who gave authority for waterboarding. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's one thing for lawyers in the Justice Department to give their best legal advice as professionals. It's quite another for members of Congress to sit there, to hear about it, and to take no action to stop it. No action to stop it. So worse than writing legal memoranda, we have Nancy Pelosi, the most powerful Democrat in the House, even at the time, either acquiescing or affirmatively supporting waterboarding, and God knows what else she supported. Who knows what else? So she needs to be investigated because she has now flat out said that any contention that she knew that this procedure was going to be used is not true.